Hello friends, good morning. Welcome again. Today we discuss a very important concept in German which is modal verbs. The modal verbs. Okay. So we start with the modal verbs. In order to use the modal verbs, you should actually know the conjugation of the modal verbs. Now there are six modal verbs in German. Six modal verbs in German. We say möchten, wollen, sollen, können, and mögen. We have one more. Dürfen. Okay. So let us learn the conjugation of these verbs. First we do möchten. Möchten. Remember this. The möchten. Ich möchte. Du möchtest. Er, sie, es möchte. Wir möchten. Ihr möchtet. Sie möchte. Next we have können. Können is can. Möchten is want. Möchten is want. We say can. Können. Ich kann. Du kannst. Er, sie, es kann. Wir können. Ihr könnt. Sie können. Next we take müssen, must. Müssen, must. Ich muss, du musst, er, sie, es muss, wir müssen, ihr müsst, sie müssen. Now we have wollen. Wollen is also want. Ich will, du willst, er, sie, es will, wir wollen, ihr wollt, sie wollen. Now we have dürfen. Dürfen is to allow, may, we say in English. Ich darf, du darfst, er, sie, es darf, wir dürfen, ihr dürft, sie dürfen. Now we have mögen to like. Mögen to like, the last modal verb. Ich mag, du magst, er, sie, es mag, wir mögen, ihr mögt, sie mögen. So we are finished with the conjugation list of the modal verbs. Now we learn the use of the modal verbs. Now what happens with the modal verb? What happens when it comes in a sentence? Like in most of the languages, I teach Russian too, in Russian, English, German. Only in a sentence, only one word will get conjugated. In a sentence, only one verb will get conjugated. So in case there are two sentences, we learn what happens, and learn when a modal verb comes. This is a very important concept in German. With this modal verb concept, you will be able to form sentences properly. You will be able to frame questions with better options, with more options, more tools you will have in your hand to say something in German. So we say modal verbs. In a sentence, only one verb will get conjugated at a time. For example, we have two verbs here. I want to come, want and come. With the modal verb and one more verb, infinitive, main verb is come in. I want to come today. Want is we did conjugation, möchten, wollen. So in a sentence, when there is a modal verb and another verb, only the modal verb will get conjugated in German and it will come in the second position. Now we know in German the verb comes in the second position. So we have the modal verb in the second position. And the second verb is kommen. Go to the end of the sentence. Go to the end of the sentence. Ich möchte, modal verb in the second position. Heute, today, kommen. And this verb will not get conjugated. Like we discussed, in a sentence, only one verb will get conjugated. Modal verb will come in the second position. Second verb will come in the last position and it will not get conjugated. Ich möchte heute kommen. I want to come today. Understood the concept? A formal sentence. Now, for example, one more example I give you. I must come today. Or you must come today. You say, du musst heute kommen. Kommen has not got conjugated. It has gone to the end of the sentence. Du musst heute Nacht kommen. Du musst am Wochenende kommen. All the words in between and the second verb, main verb, will go to the end without getting conjugated. So, ich möchte heute kommen. One more, ich muss heute arbeiten. Arbeiten is the second verb. It has gone to the end and has not got conjugated. It has stayed same in the infinitive form. Ich muss heute arbeiten. I must work today. Now, we form questions with the help of modal verbs. We say, when can I come, for example? When can I come? So we say, when is wann. We have kannst du, you, second person. We have a question, so different singular, formal, informal, plural. So one we say the informal form. Wann kannst du kommen? What's the W question? Then the modal verb is second position. Then other words of the sentence and the main verb. Wann kannst du kommen? Wann können wir arbeiten? When can we work? Okay. Now, this concept of forming questions has been discussed in the previous videos. Without W questions, with W questions. Understood? So we say with W questions I taught you already. One comes to common. Now what happens when you have a question but without a W question? What is the logic? Start to discuss in the previous video. It is start with the verb. Okay. So in this case also we start with the verb. We say kannst du heute kommen? Can you come today? Start with the verb können. Start with the modal verb, second verb, main verb to the end. The logic will remain the same. Kannst du heute kommen? Kannst du heute kommen? Musst du heute arbeiten? Do you have to work today? Do you need to work today? Something like that. Musst du heute arbeiten? Musst du heute tanzen? Kannst du heute tanzen? Start with the verb. The verb will be the modal verb and the second verb as it is to the end. Very, very important concept. Please pay attention. Second position modal verb and second verb in the last position. Understood? Very, very important concept. We have one more verb. Anfangen. It's a 10 bars verb. We discuss that later. Can we start now? How will you do that? There's no W question. How will you do that? Start with the verb, the modal verb. Kannst du heute anfangen? Anfangen, second verb, anfangen went to the end of the sentence and has not conjugated. In a sentence, only one verb will get conjugated. And if it is a modal verb, that will get conjugated compulsory. In the second position, it will be there in a normal affirmative sentence. And the second verb will go to the end and will not get conjugated. Ich muss heute kommen. Musst du heute kommen? One must do common. Three concepts you have to remember. One more 10 bars verb, fourth one that we discuss when we discuss the 10 bars concept. Understood? Modal verb is a very, very effective and as easy concept. It's true in the German language. In the German language, the second verb goes to the end and the verb comes in the second position. Some low rules of the German language. Now, already I insisted in the before video also. Grammar is not important. Grammar has to be given less stress. Because if you want to speak and understand, you should be able to have some other ability, innate ability to speak and understand. So grammar will not going to help you. But in these videos, I have discussed grammar. After doing the base, you need practice. Lots of practice will help you understand and speak the language. Grammar, if you go too much deep in the grammar, it will have problems for you. So what happens is you go too many rules you try to follow. You keep thinking about the rules. Instead of that, practice exercises, do lots of assignments, do lots of speaking practice. Anybody will tell you that in a language or any other concept. If you want to develop an ability, you have to work on that ability. To work on ability on your own, you have to realize, to understand where you are falling short and work on it. In order to achieve a skill, you need to work hard on it. Remember that. Sacrifice. Very, very important. Sacrificing other things for your skill to develop, to sacrifice. You have to have perseverance and you should have humility. Three things are very important. Okay. So we did today modal verbs concept. Very, very important. Any doubts you have, we can discuss whenever we have opportunity, online or offline. Thank you, Hermes Infosoft. Thank you, Swaroop. Thank you, Kunal. Vielen Dank.